Okay, the next thing I wanted to show you in EIB Analytics 2.18 is how we can author Power BI reports from any EIB Analytics application, whether that be financial analytics or indeed EIB Insurance Analytics, Hotel Analytics or so forth, or even just any cubes that you've developed using our EIB App Studio product. So in another video which was dedicated to EIB App Studio, I built a cube based on the insurance industry, and I connected to that cube using our EIB Report Studio add-in, and I built a report, the summary of which you're seeing on screen now from within Excel. But what happens if we want to reuse all that logic, reuse all that data, and actually deploy the application through the web, through an internet browser, or deploy through a mobile application running on iOS or Android phones or tablets? Now, to do that, we use Microsoft's Power BI. But the good news is we can use it straight away. We don't have to build Power BI models from scratch because we've already done that. We've built the cube of data, and Microsoft's Power BI will talk directly to that cube for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through to the Microsoft Power BI Designer. This is the standard designer you can download free off the web. Power BI Desktop it's called if you look at the Microsoft Power BI site. And you load up this desktop, and the first thing it will ask you is, well, where do you get the data from? Now, a lot of the time, if you look at sort of things like we were doing in App Studio, you would have to go and get the data and start processing it in Power BI. But here we don't have to. All we have to do is say we already have the data. It's in a SQL Server cube that I've created, and I'll connect to that cube. And remember, the one that we built was the insurance cube. So I've got that open in Excel. I'm going to connect, of course, to the same server, which was called EIB Analytics. I want a live connection to that data cube. And just like our own Report Studio product now, of course, it will give us a list of all the cubes that exist here. And if I just scroll down here, obviously slightly unusual that I've got thousands of cubes here. If I just expand the insurance cube and pick the insurance cube, it will show us all the information similar to EIB Report Studio, what's in the cube. Click on OK, and now it's going to, on the right hand side, show me the fields in that insurance demo cube. So I can now build a dashboard really quickly. I can come on here and say, well, let me just focus on premium. So I might want to pick total premium. Just by clicking on that will default me to the object, which is a chart. So I've now got total premium income. I might want to break that down in a certain way. So one of the ways I might want to break down premium income is class of business. I drag class of business to the chart. I've now got a breakdown by class of business. And of course I can move these objects around in any way I want, and of course I can resize that object. Now, I must admit, at EIB, we are quite a stickler for making sure that we use things like colour consistently here. So one of the things that I want to do is I do want to change the colour here. I don't want that to be green. So I can go to the roller here and pick the data colours. This is not a good or bad, it's just a depiction of class of business. And I'm going to make that depiction, I'll just make that standard blue chart. So I've now got a breakdown of premium income by class of business. Now, if I want to create that same chart, but now break it down by region, I don't have to go through that process again. I just use standard Windows Control-C-V, cut and paste, copy and paste. So now I've got two charts by class of business, but here I don't want it by class of business. I actually want that second one by region. So I drag region here, get rid of class of business, and now I've got a breakdown, one by region and one by class of business. And I can carry that thought on. So I'm going to do one more here. I'm going to do Control-C, Control-V, and now the third one I'm going to break down is by underwriting year. So again, I'm going to expand this one, and I'm going to drag underwriting year to where region was, get rid of region, and now I've got a breakdown by underwriting year. Now I'm doing this for total premium income, but you might say, okay, well that's good. But actually what I want to do is I want to see total incurred claims as well. Now I don't have to go and do this again. What I can now do is I can actually select all of these charts, because really what I want to do is replicate all three, but I then want to change the measure from premium income to total losses. So if I do Control C V here now, I've got a completely another set of reports. Sorry, I didn't do that correctly. Let me just pick those all again. So I'm going to pick each one of those, Control C, and then Control V, and now I've created a whole set of charts. So I haven't had to do each one individually here. And the other thing I can do is if I just select all the charts down the bottom, we're going to change total premium income in a second to underwriting. Well, actually, let's do that now. Actually, let's just change the colour of the chart first. Let's say I don't really want those in blue, because if my premium is in blue, then maybe I want my claims to be in a kind of orangey red colour. And now what I'm going to do, if I go back to the data, I think I can just pick here total incurred claims. No, it's not doing it. Okay, if I go back, I will go back just to each one here, just for the sake of simplicity here, is I'm going to, and I can have multiple things here. I could actually say that when it comes to claims, I want to see the total incurred claims, and I want to see the outstanding claims, and I want to see others there. So I can adjust that, but let's not worry about that for now. I'm just going to go for total incurred claims here, and here I'm going to also go for total incurred claims, and here I'm going to go for total incurred claims. So very quickly here, I've been able to build a dashboard where I've got premium income broken down in three ways, I've got claims broken down in three ways, but now I might want to analyse that data in different ways. So now I need a filter on the page here, so there's a filter object here that I can just double click on, and I can say, well, what are the things that I might want to change here? I actually might want to change the month. I'll just keep it simple for now. I'll just contract this down. So what we're saying here is for any year here, I want to see particular months, so I could actually go here, click on January, and now the entire dashboard will refresh, but it will only show me information for January. If I click on August, it will refresh again, and you can see the chart adjusting. If I wanted to see the summer months, I could actually do Control click on July and September there, so I've now got July, August and September's results now for premium income and for claims. Now, where Power BI is really, really powerful is you have this kind of cause and effect feel when you're looking at Power BI charts. So if I look at, say, I want to home in on the UK, keep it close to home, I'll click on the UK here. So it will now select in both the premium income and the claims chart now only the UK. But it will also show the UK's contribution to motor here, the UK's contribution to each year here, and you can see that really, really quickly. So it's really, really powerful if you're looking at a particular item you want to freeze. And it doesn't have to be done on region here. If I click UK again, it will select everything. I could do the same on business type. I could actually say by class of business, if I click on marine, let's home in on marine here, I want to see the cause and effect here. So I can now see how much business marine constitutes across the different regions here, and also how much it contributes to each of our financial years. And that's where the product is extremely powerful. So that's how you can add Power BI very simply, and I've done this on a blank sheet of paper. Of course, when you're doing this for real, you want to impose some sort of standards. You don't really want to build every single dashboard from scratch and build every single object from scratch. So if I just show you the version we have on the web, I'm just going to pick a Power BI dashboard that we've built on another insurance cube here. You can see you'd probably want consistent look and feel. best practice says you might want to have your different dimensions that you want to pick on the left-hand side, and then have your real estate dedicated in the middle, or across the top, whichever you prefer. So we have the ability to obviously provide these templates, so you've got consistency when you put Power BI on top of the EiB cubes. And of course here, whereas I changed it in the example here only by one parameter, here I can pick on product, pick any product I want, and again I've got a bit more of a breakdown by region, in this case more territories within and counties within the UK. If I just want to have a look at Greater London here, I would click on that and the data would refresh for Greater London. Again, I have got multiple underwriting years here, so if I wanted to look at that purely for 2014-15, I would click on that and again it would readjust the information. So the beauty here is Microsoft's Power BI has been an absolute phenomenon. It's gone from not existing only a couple of years ago to being the #1 BI tool out there. But you don't really want to have to recreate models all the time and build them in Power BI. If you've done something in EiB App Studio, or you have our Finance Cube, then the great thing is you can just plug Power BI into that and you inherit all the complex business logic that you'd have to know how to build in Power BI. You don't have to worry about that because it's already in the cube of data that you're connecting to. So if you want to add web and mobile deployment to your existing EiB applications, couldn't be simpler with EiB Analytics 2.18.